tuning in to the online broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
What's up, AfterBuzzers? Talk with us. We are about to get this party going. It's my first time doing a lead host on the AfterBuzz network, and I couldn't be more honored. Thanks for letting me, guys, come on here. AfterBuzzers, we're going to have an amazing episode. It's Season 5, be the Teen Wolf season finale of the episode Apotheosis, and what better person to have is one of the writers of Teen Wolf, Will Wallace. Give it up for Will Wallace.
This guy.
Absolutely.
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, thanks for coming with us.
Yes.
And we have the lovely...
Oh, hey guys, I'm Courtney Tezeno. Keep in touch at Teznos. Use that hashtag. It's the same thing every week. Use ABTV Teen Wolf. I'm so sad this is the last day.
Hey, you guys, I'm Kristen Snyder. You can follow me at Cinematic Escape. Where can I follow you?
You guys can follow me at Cody Santignue, CODYSAINTNEW. What's going on the couch over there?
We're partying up on the couch.
What's up, everybody? Ryan Malaty here. You know, I gotta go all Teen Wolf on you with our Teen Wolf finale. We're on the couch. We're in the chat room here. Go to youtube.com/AfterBuzzTV. Join the live discussion and talk to my lovely co-hostess.
I'm Alana Jordan. You can find me on Twitter at Alana Jordan.
Alana Jordan, girl.
Alana, do we have a special treat?
We do have a special treat today, in addition to our amazing guests, which are treat enough in themselves.
They're so sweet.
So, the first episode, we all talked about different bets that we would make if different things happened,
That's
which is
right.
why Ryan's been rocking these awesome Teen Wolf claws.
I love the bet, but
all
I
season
feel
long.
like I won, though, a little bit.
And Courtney and I, we both said that we thought that Theo was truly evil.
Yes.
We said if we were wrong, if he turned out to be a good guy, I would bring wolf-shaped cookies. But because he is not,
He's
very
bad.
much
Very
not
bad.
the
He's
case,
bad.
I
What do you got
instead
for us?
have some cupcakes that
snap.
say Theo
Oh,
is
snap.
evil as
F.
foretold to you by Courtney and I on episode 1. And there you go. How is it? Is it good?
Nom, nom,
It's-
nom.
Pretty sure you should
It's good
feed
AF.
one to the wolf.
It's sweet AF. I don't know where this
there we
finger's
go.
been, but I don't care.
I knew there was a purpose for those
Oh.
nails.
So you get
Yes.
you get
Yeah.
the tea.
This is
That
good.
one's
I'm
all
just
you.
gonna put these right over here,
Put
and
the
I'll
tea and
I'll share
Malaty,
with
right?
you. I'll share with you guys later.
I don't
I don't trust you
I don't
with these.
trust
Yeah, I don't believe him either, actually.
That's so sweet.
So we got cupcakes.
So,
Yay.
yeah, let's get this started. Let's,
love
Theo
Yeah, bring it.
Deucalion. Wow.
Talk about twists.
Yeah.
Twist upon twist upon twist. Will, I have a question for you. Did the idea of Deucalion, was that him tricking Theo into killing his pack members? Is that what he was doing? He wanted it to just end up to be Theo? Like, was he tricking him to kill off all his...
Killing the pack members probably wasn't in Deucalion's plans, because Deucalion, as it turns out, is a good guy and he was working with Scott the whole time, and we know Scott's stance on just cold-blooded murder, you know. So that was a little unexpected from Theo on Deucalion's part, but it still got Deucalion and Theo where they needed to be at the end of the season, sadly. But of course, Theo's terrible, so he's just gonna
Yes,
murder.
Theo's terrible. What did I write down? Theo sucks.
Yes, right there. Yes, he sucks. He's the worst.
Cold-blooded.
What
Evil
about
AF.
Cold-blooded.
anybody shipping Theo and Tracy?
You type. I
No.
can't.
Yeah.
For about
wow.
5 seconds, where it's like, this is getting. Oh my God, no!
I was like, whoa, where is this new shipping coming from? And then, you know, he went and killed her.
Oh.
That's a bad shipment right there.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nice.
Come on.
Nice.
Good job.
A shipwreck, if you will.
Thank you. Many more to come.
Yeah, that was a bummer, especially since the show is all about the love, and it's like, oh, true love conquers all. Unless you're making out with somebody who's evil.
Like
Yeah.
I would have liked
And
to
then you're gonna
see
get
that
stabbed.
early on, though. Like him, kind of his relationship with Tracy early on, because then I would have sort of believed it and not seen it coming that he was going to kill her.
So you saw it coming.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think we all knew he was just going to keep going till there was no one left to kill.
I mean, I thought that. I just didn't think he was going to kill her while he was making out with her. Now that threw
That's
me
never
off.
happened to you, Courtney?
No. What?
No one's ever
God.
stopped
Thank
your
God.
heart before?
Weird.
You're weird.
I'm just saying. You know?
Okay, I want to talk about the fact that Theo was bitched by the Beast. That's what I
Oh,
called it. I mean,
yeah,
what did you guys
man.
think of that scene? Like, he really thought he had him.
Talk about inexperienced, power trying to go up against, a 1800-year-old, beastly werewolf. I don't know what he was thinking there.
No, he wasn't thinking.
Well, no, and that's definitely something we talked about in the room when we were breaking all that, and we knew this is where it was going to end at some point, and it was really just, you see it on Theo's face, it's just the hubris that he can do this, and he tries so hard, he's like, yeah, I got this, and then nothing's happening, and then, Sebastian transforms, and you're just like, this isn't going to work out for anybody, and that was something we talked about a lot early on, at the very beginning of 5A, was just Theo is very full of himself, and if he sets his mind to something, he's going to do it, whether or not he actually succeeds in doing it, and it was just his own ego just blew his ego out of proportion, and so he just thought he could do anything, and then stepping up to this massive powerful werewolf, he's like, oh, I got this.
I like that line that
I was going to say, are we on
that
the same
Sebastian said about people our age or what's with it with young people having such confidence, and my answer was you two.
Social media. Actually the line I was going to talk about, I wanted to know if you wrote this, is Deucalion said to Theo, your willingness to turn on everyone will come back on you. And that is the moment I was like, Theo is about to get bitched, and I was waiting on it.
But I think it was a really cool choice of the writers to make a character just so full of himself, regardless of him caring about the outcome, because then you're going to get such extreme actions from them,
Right.
And not knowing what the outcome is going to be, because they're going to do it regardless. So that was really cool.
Right, and you kind of feel, as Theo is killing his pack slowly, and he's getting all these new powers, you kind of think, like, is he going to do this? Like, is this
Pulling it off.
possible? Because we've never seen, something like the Beast before, so it turns into something that's all about pain, and then discovering it's like, oh, well, the Beast might not be feeling any of that pain that you're supposed to be using to take all the power, and then, again, it's, he has... electricity hurts werewolves, and cannibal venom hurts werewolves, and all that. And then the Beast is just like, "What is that? All you got?" And you just see that heartbreak on Theo's face.
Can we
of
talk
course.
about Theo's end?
Yes, let's go for it.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. So I didn't exactly understand what was going on. That he shot this electrical current over at Kira, and then she used it against him and opened up this almost hell portal for supernatural.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen from Kira in the past that she's able to take a lot of energy into her and all that, and so he's able to give it out, and she's just able to take it. That her powers have come that far that she can just take much more than originally any of us thought she could. And then, opening up that portal, was shocking and amazing and all that. And clearly the Skinwalkers have already been teaching her something, because that's how we see the Skinwalkers emerge, as the ground opens up and they come out, looking all badass. And then so... if something can come out, something can go back in, and Theo goes in.
Are we to assume that was his sister dragging him to hell? Is he gone now? Could he come
Hell
back?
might, we might not want to give it a name specifically yet, but he was drugged somewhere probably very unpleasant.
Good. I feel
Nowhere
like
I'd want to
Theo's...
wake up after a fun night.
I feel like Theo isn't gone though. I'm hoping, even though I don't like Theo, I feel like he did add a little something. So hopefully next season we'll see him. And we actually have one of our fans, Stephanie. She tweeted, "Will Kira be back in season 6? Were elements of her story shelved for 5B when Teen Wolf was picked up for season 6?" So that was a question for you.
Season 6, I can't really talk about it at the moment. We are in the early days of writing, and we are still shooting. We just started shooting and all that, but there's a lot of good stuff to come, and you'll just have to come back when we premiere season 6 to see what happens. But it's
do
going
we
to be
have a
off the
premiere
hook.
date?
Not yet, we don't.
Okay.
But we are working as hard as we can to get it shot, and it's going to be awesome no matter when it premieres. So you have nothing to worry about.
He answers the same thing I do whenever they ask me, like, can we give them, like, no, I can't. They'd kill me. They'd kill me like Theo. They'd pull a Theo MTV wood on me.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. No, absolutely. But there was that little preview for season 6 that they put out. And there is a shot from season 6 actually in there, and it's fun. And if you watch closely, you'll see something that maybe you don't recognize, and that could be from the next season. So,
That's a nice hit, Will.
Yeah.
I get excited.
I
It's
love
exciting.
that Scott said basically the same thing all of us wanted to say when she's like, I have to go. And he's like, but for how long?
Right.
She's like, for as long as it takes. It's an unsatisfying answer.
Very.
Until season 6, I think is
Come
what she
back
meant.
to me. Yeah.
Until next season.
Swirly dust, yes.
Oh man, the chat is just blowing up today. Everyone's loving it. Everyone loved to see Theo go, but they believe he will be back. That's the consensus.
There we go. I like that.
His
Love to hate
screams
him.
into hell were satisfying. Actually though, I'm gonna point out. I think it was Boo69Bs. Who asked Alana to explain your...
Wait, we can't bypass the snort. Hold on.
Can we replay that?
That's great.
Come back to them.
Yeah. Well, we just wanted to comment on your very appropriate blood spatter dress.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
coming
little
in with
blood
cupcakes,
splatter.
the dress. I mean,
Little Patrick
guys,
Bateman.
goals
Yeah.
right here.
American Psycho.
That's good.
It's my ode to Theo because I think he's the new American Psycho.
Oh,
I like
yeah.
that.
Very
Boom.
nice.
But no poncho needed.
No poncho
There you
needed.
I just want to make one Kira comment before we move on. I felt like it was sort of appropriate her leaving because we got that whole Allison coming back, right?
That's how I felt. Oh, man.
Which we can talk about more later.
You can, yeah.
It was good. It was very. It makes you feel all the feels when all that happens. So
all the
it's
feels.
good.
Yeah, especially whenever he got that flashback of Allison and just I think the mark of just true love just stops anyone, no matter how heartless you are. I think everybody bows down to true love, and I think that's what kind of happened. I think the innocent love touched him for a moment. He goes, "Wait, is this a feeling?"
and that's definitely what we talked about. Is that Sebastian loved his sister? Like, I mean, that is unquestionable. Like, he did love her, but it was just the darkness within him. He was willing to kill her just to keep being what he was and all that. And when we were figuring out that fight at the end, and we just got to the point where he had him by his throat and the claws were coming out, and I don't remember how exactly it came up, but someone was like, what if the claws just go in Scott's neck and he accesses memories, like on accident, like what can we get for that? And we were already like, well, Crystal Reed plays, his sister and she's Allison, so what if he goes in and just gets images of her, like what would happen? And then that's what happened in the episode. It was like it stopped him for just a second.
It was
got
wonderful.
chills. Like, that's so good.
I'm so Scallison that I was like, wow, I really feel like Allison saved Scott, because I kind of panicked a bit when I saw that happening, because I mean, who else could kill Scott other than the Beast? So I'm so happy that Allison came in for the save.
It was good.
True love conquers all.
Absolutely.
It was nice to see all the pack members helping out this episode, including past pack members
Absolutely.
like Allison.
Absolutely. Well, that was very important because, I mean, 5A is all about the destruction of the pack, and 5B is the coming back of the pack and the rebuilding and all that. So, of course, at the end of, in the finale, like, everyone has their moment. Everyone has a chance to shine and all that. Even the cast, even the characters who aren't with us anymore, they're still making an impact on the pack's lives. So
That's
It's
so
good.
cool.
It was awesome.
Daquan has a question for Will Wallace. Is Danny's story done?
Anything is possible.
Oh.
Hey, as we've seen, characters do reappear sometimes, and we'll just have to see what happens. See where the story's going to take us.
You guys, you're noticing a theme here. If you ask any future-related questions, it's one of those, maybe not.
I
don't know.
just finally got the dream job, the best job in the world. So if I say anything, I'm going to lose it. So
And we need him to keep his dream job.
yes,
Yes. No, we need to have you keep writing because
Yes.
this season was epic.
Yes.
it was a lot of fun.
I loved how many storylines that we got to play with and go through. I liked seeing the Dread Doctor wrap up just fine. Got to see the man underneath the mask, or the immortal man under the mask. Are we gonna get there.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
I was just, going off and just in appreciation of how every story had a beginning, middle, and end, and it all wrapped up nicely with a nice, acoustic lullaby at the very end. Everything's as it should be.
Oh no, the
it was
shot.
heartwarming.
Yeah, the shot of our original cast members, the original 3 at the table together, is
That was
just like that is.
powerful.
At
Yeah.
the end of the day, that's the show. No matter how many characters we have, it's those 3.
Yeah.
I love
You
that
know.
they had the initials too, so
Oh.
it was like Allison, like they were all there
No,
together.
absolutely.
Like back from
When we
season
came up with
1.
that idea in 5A, we were like, this has got to be in the last episode. This has to come back at some point, and then there it was, and.
It was
Yeah,
also
full
really
circle.
cool, even when Lidia took Malia out to the outside of the Beacon Hill School. It was very season 1, almost like with an Allison, and just,
Very.
it brought back a lot of old vibes and tones
yeah.
of season 1, which everyone loves.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely.
So yeah, do we want to go into Mason and Lidia?
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about any of this today.
A lot going on over here.
Well, I was really excited to see that there was some way that we could actually save Mason, because we were all questioning last episode, where did Mason go? It seemed like he vanished, and now Sebastian has taken over. So that's nice that they brought in the fact that Lydia's voice could pretty much save him.
Yep.
But I was upset with how they slashed her throat. Or
They almost took her out of the game.
Of course. Well, I mean, we knew, because I don't remember exactly when. I think it was season 1 when we talked about, calling a werewolf by their Christian name, snaps them back for just a second, and when we started breaking 5A and a little bit more 5B, we were like, okay, well that's a great, if Sebastian was turned from drinking water out of the paw print of a wolf, let's go with a more ancient way of getting rid of him. And when we remembered that, we were like, okay, well if someone has to say it, Lidia has to scream it. And then, of course, it's like, okay, well, she's going to scream it. She can't be able to scream. Like, so it's just like whenever you come up with that solution, it's like you have to make
What's
it as
the
hard as
antagonist?
possible.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, well, she's going to be screaming at the end of this. Well, we need to rip out her throat.
oh my god.
Somebody get Lydia a helmet. I swear. Like everybody's going after this poor girl's head. I'm like, you have a hole in the back of your head. Just cover it up.
And again, it was so cool to see at the end, everyone's power is so finessed to come in at the right time, and to see them at their strongest points with, Lidia, and just, everyone just brought their A game. And
Even
the right
Mama
nick of time.
McCall. Even
Yeah.
Mama McCall.
Yeah.
Now, what did
Absolutely.
she put in Lydia's neck?
It was a
Illegally.
Cortisone.
it was a cortisone shot, kind of like what athletes get when they hurt their knee or something on the field, and then they go off and they jab them with something, lets them keep playing. And we were, trying to figure out what that was, and like how do we, cut her throat and then keep her in the game. And then someone was like, oh, well, it's just like in the NFL or something. When someone hurts their elbow, they give them a shot while nobody's, like at halftime, and they come back and play. And we were like, oh, that must. That's probably not enjoyable, and we just Googled it and saw pictures with big needles, and we're like, oh, well, that clearly, that must be it. So, yeah.
Well, my question is, Lydia is absolutely part of Scott's pack,
Oh,
right?
absolutely,
Well,
yeah.
My question is, was there ever discussion that maybe Scott could heal her?
Well, Scott doesn't actually heal people. Like when he takes your hand and the black veins come up, he's just taking pain. So it's like if your hand is broken,
okay.
your hand's broken, but you
He
don't
can
feel
re-
that pain anymore. So no, he wouldn't be able to
Fascinating.
heal her. But had she been in great amounts of pain, like if he'd found her, then he probably would have taken some of her pain. But since she was already in the hospital,
That makes
I think
sense.
Mama McCall was already like, let's get some
Yeah.
morphine in here and make you feel okay. So.
Right.
Good.
Speaking of adding scenes in, like the one you just were talking about, Kate Friedman in the chat asks you, is there or are there any scenes you were thinking about adding but something just couldn't work? You guys go for the cupcakes while Will ponders
You
that.
guys have the show now.
Cupcakes.
That is a tough question, just because it's not in an episode, it could come back. So I mean, there are plenty of things that make it into episodes, but we have to cut for time or something, and then it's like, well, we're just gonna hold that back and just not worry about it, and eventually that could come back around again. So I can't really talk about those things because we might do it in season 6, and it's like, oh my god, they already said that thing, and then they're like, oh, Will, you're fired.
Have you not learned anything? Direct your questions to Cody Santignue. Because, he can't get fired. He's too pretty.
Very
He's
true.
like,
Very true.
Not true.
Okay, I have a question. So I want to know, Will, was it a writer's room decision to have multiple villains this season compared to just one? Because we had Deucalion coming back, Gerard coming back, we had the Dread Doctors, we had Theo, the Desert Wolf, we had so many, Sebastian, the Beast.
Yeah.
So were you guys trying to go for, a different kind of enemy each episode, a different monster each episode, or what was the change in the writer's room to have all those villains this season?
Well, what we typically like to do each season is there are 2 villains to start. We have an intellectual villain and then a physical villain. So if you think of like season 3A, the Duroc is kind of the intellectual villain, and the Alpha Pack is the physical villain. So one of them is just going to be kicking and punching the whole time. The other one has the big plan that you're slowly realizing what's going on, and by the end of it, they're the main villain. But then this season, because we had all the villains you just mentioned, that is like each villain kind of spawned its own new villain, especially because we always knew that the Dread Doctors would be the villains of 5A, but that they had a goal and that they were going to succeed at the end of 5A, and that would give us the villain for 5B, so we always, we definitely put a lot of thought into it going into it. But then of course, Theo becomes his own villain. He doesn't become a villain, but he's a villain the entire time, but he becomes so charismatic and he's such a fan favorite. And then the same thing with Gerard, where it's just like Gerard's always in the background somewhere, and if he shows up, nothing good is probably going to come of it. I mean, you're probably going to get some help, but then at some point the tables turn and all that's going to happen.
I wrote that in one of the notes. It said Gerard always has one of the most sickening smiles. Like,
yes, he does.
Like, he's just so evil.
No, he's definitely got that smile that when he grins, you're just kind of like, I just want to move away from you. So something bad's about to happen. So
I'm glad that his son was on to him, though. I'm really excited that he knew that Gerard was just looking out for himself. But I think that was what one of the fans wanted to see, was Gerard and Deucalion kind of have a little
mono. No, and had that mono we talked about for a while, and when we knew that Gerard was most likely going to come back, we also were like, well, if Gerard's coming back, how about Deucalion? Because we were talking about, Theo wants to take the Beast's power, and the character who we've seen take power in the past was Deucalion. So we're like, okay, well, he needs to be in this story. And if Gerard's in the story, well, there needs to be a Clash of the Titans at some point. But as we started breaking those ideas, and we had lots of ideas to see that happen, because, Deucalion probably wants to seek revenge on Gerard for taking his eyes and all that, but we were like, we need to reel that in as much as possible, just because it's going to take away from the real Clash of the Titans that's coming. But anything is possible. We might still get that at some point, and that would be awesome.
Talk about a flashback Friday.
I liked how we got that father-son mirroring the Malia Desert Wolf mother-daughter.
No, that just feud. Slowly, that wasn't a plan. That slowly just happened because we knew the Desert Wolf was going to come in 5B, but then also when we realized that Argent was going to have to go to Gerard, it was like these two familial parallels, immediately started presenting themselves, and we really liked kind of playing those off each other, where those two storylines don't connect, but you're seeing, fathers and sons, mothers and daughters, and that was just a lot of fun to play with, just to see bad parents, because we have so many good parents on the show. Stilinski and Melissa are probably the best TV parents around, and then to be like, okay, well, we also have bad parents too. We should probably, give them some equal time, and just to see how bad it can actually be, before the end of the season when we're able to defeat these people. But
the Desert Wolf is pretty bad. She called her child a parasite.
Oh, yes, she did.
That was a scary character. Like, there was that freeze shot of when she was about to do it, and you could just see the excitement, bloodthirsty in her eyes, and I was like, whoa, you gave birth to this.
No, that was the Desert Wolf character was a lot of fun for us to create and to write, just because it was the most extreme parent we've had on the show. Even I don't think Gerard would probably kill Argent,
No.
But who knows? Anything's possible. But it was just like, we were just like, let's, how far can we take the Desert Wolf? And it was just that moment, where we were like, we came up with that idea that, when coyotes give birth, they pass a little bit of their power on to their child. And they were like, well, what if the mom didn't want to do that? It's like, what if she wants all that power back? And then it's like, oh, well, bad things happen.
Blood is thicker than power, man. We found it with Theo and his sister. We find it with the Desert Wolf and her daughter. Got to be about family. Can't be about trying to kill your offspring to take their power back.
God.
But we did, when she was talking about Talia Hale and how she was saying, embrace this, it's beautiful. We have people blowing up the chat asking about everyone's other favorite Hale, Peter.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Saying a quote about
Hale.
50 times,
Nicholas
is my
Kelly.
Satan in a V-neck coming back.
Where the hell is Peter Hale? 'Cause I know,
Oh,
quote,
the V-neck.
I know his wolfy ass is not in Eichen House, Will, tell me. I need to know where my Satan in a V-neck is.
Ooh, Satan in a V-neck.
awesome.
I can say, watch season 6. Anything could happen, but I think I can say
Need a
that.
new answer, Will.
We just need
That's
a
the new
soundboard
name
with
of
Will
this
answers.
show.
You push a button, anything can
He's
happen.
let's give him a moment. He was.
We have not seen the end of Peter Hale. He's one of the absolute best villains we've ever had, so let's just see what happens.
There you go,
Oh,
Nicholas.
there you go.
So look at that patience. That's all he's saying.
Patience.
Can we
patience.
expect a happy ever after with the Desert Wolf and Peter?
Oh my God. No. This is Happy Ever After. Probably a snowball's chance in hell, something like that. But when we were like, all right, well,
So
if the
you're
Desert
saying
Wolf's
there's a
so
chance.
you're saying there's a chance? No,
That was a good
but
answer.
But we were when we knew the Desert Wolf was coming back, we were like, well, if Mom's coming back, where's Dad gonna be in all of this? And we had lots of discussions about it. And as you see, Peter doesn't show up in 5B, but who's to say he might not show up in season 6? And like you said, family's everything, and now we have a really messed up family floating around out there.
Is
so.
Malia just now more strong, or what powers did she take from her mom now?
She is stronger. The powers I can't say because we are going to definitely be delving into that in season 6, specifically in 601. But you'll just have to wait and see. But she, if she, was powerful enough already, she's probably going to be a little bit more powerful now, and her abilities are probably a lot more codified and strengthened now that her mom doesn't have those powers anymore. So we've got good stuff coming. Good stuff coming.
I'm really excited.
Oh, you know what? Real quick, shout out to my little brother Brandon Malaty, who's in the hospital right now for his eye. Hope he doesn't end up like Deucalion, or maybe we do. Hi, Brandon. Thanks for watching. And shout out to everyone else who's watching live. It's quite an experience because you can tweet us live, you can chat with us live. I know it's the last episode.
We didn't give out the number, but
Yeah.
we could.
You could call us live.
424.
424-253-0504.
5-3.
Nice.
Nice.
Call us.
Oh my God!
Call me.
Replay that.
Yeah, just a quick shout out to Johan on Twitter, James Jordan on
James
Twitter.
Jordan, we love you.
You guys, I mean, you really make the interactive part of being on AfterBuzz TV so awesome. So
Florina. Sorry, she loves our screen. She gets those screenshots for us.
that's right.
Yeah.
We love you.
Shout out to everybody.
Yeah.
You guys, you make it possible. You make it worthwhile, and doing this show is so much fun with you, the fans. So shout
Always
out to
about the
everyone.
fans. Always about the fans.
Moving on into
You guys, I like that Marcel was a Dread Doctor. Do we ever find out? Do you guys think that we'll find out who the other Dread Doctors are, or is that story totally done? What do you guys think?
Dead Doctors.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like that it was Marcel, though, right?
What's that?
No,
Yeah.
we had someone ask about the backstory about Marcel. So, were they more than friends? Is what someone asked in a tweet to me. Were they more than friends?
Anything's possible. I mean, we didn't see what happened, but that would make it very, very heartbreaking if that is the case, just because the mask comes off and he's like, all this was for you, and then Sebastian says, if this is immortality, I think you were taken for a ride, and it's heartbreaking, and I kind of like that just because, this is Teen Wolf, so the more heartbreaking, the better. But, hey, we all go... we would all go to extreme lengths to be with the person we love. So.
I think we have callers coming in
awesome.
right now,
Yeah.
actually.
Hey.
Some questions.
Hello, caller. You're calling into AfterBuzz TV with the Teen Wolf panel. Please say your name and where you are from.
Nice.
Sim from the Bahamas.
Oh, some from the
Nice.
Bahamas. We had some from the Bahamas whenever I was here.
Very nice.
Yeah.
What's going on tonight?
I just want to say this finale was the best.
I'm there with you.
It was fun.
I mean, well, besides the season one, because the season one was always the greatest, but this one had to be the best, and it was a lot of plot twists. I was all episode, I was like, no, what?
That's why we like to do it.
No, double cross. That's when Theo was going in the ground, by the way. And yeah, I was like, this was the best one since season one, I swear.
You were right
Wonderful.
about that.
Well,
Can we
we're very
get
happy you
a
liked
howl
it.
from you? That's what I'm talking about. So they're doing it in the Bahamas.
Thanks for calling in. I think
thank
we
you
have
for
another
calling.
call-in. One more.
Hello, you're calling
Actually, a
into
couple
AfterBuzz TV with the awesome Teen Wolf panel. Please say your name and where you are from.
My name is Priska. I'm from North Carolina.
Hey.
Priska.
Priska from the NC.
Thanks for calling in tonight.
Do you have a question for Will?
Is this for Teen Wolf? This is Teen Wolf, right?
Yes.
This is Teen Wolf.
Oh my gosh! First off, I just want to say that you guys are all awesome.
Oh, thank you so much.
Very nice of you.
You're
We all
awesome.
think you're
And-
awesome.
Yes.
And second off, I wanted to ask Will, what do you think what should we look forward to in season 6?
Ooh, a lot of excitement, a lot of drama, and just a pack getting stronger and stronger all the time. Because our pack, they're heading into their final months of senior year and all that. It's a big time in their lives, and adulthood is crashing in around them as fast as possible. But you just gotta wait and watch, and it's going to be amazing. I promise you that.
He promised.
He promised.
He promised everybody.
Promise.
Promised.
Wow.
3 times he promised.
Pinky!
I keep my promises.
Get all the pinkies in.
Yeah, I keep my promises. It's going to be worthwhile.
All right, can we get a howl from you too?
Can we a howl?
Yeah.
Please.
Okay, this is gonna be awkward, but okay.
Wonderfully done.
Thanks for calling in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think we have another call-in.
Bring him on.
Yeah, bring it
Welcome
on.
to
Bring it on.
AfterBuzz
One
TV.
more.
You're on live with the Teen Wolf panel. Say your name and where you are from. Also, turn down your speakers as well, please.
Hey, caller, what's your name and where are you from?
I'm Isaiah Barnett from Tucson, Arizona.
Hey, what's
Hey,
up?
Isaiah from Arizona.
Yeah,
Thanks for calling. Do you have a question for
Yeah.
our panel?
I have a question for your panel. I was wondering, who the guy in the yellow is and the girl in the maroon shirt.
Well, my name is Will, and
I kind of started the video late, so I don't know who's on.
Oh, gotcha. I'm Will. I'm one of the writers. It's nice to talk to you, man.
That's Will Wallace. He's
Will
one of the
Wallace.
writers on Teen Wolf. And
Yeah.
that, of
And I'm
course.
Courtney. And do you have a question for Will or from the episode? Isaiah, are you still
Wait,
there?
excuse me? Repeat yourself, please.
Oh, I was saying, do you have a question for Will or from comment for the show?
Yeah, I actually wanted to talk to oh my gosh, I can't remember his name.
Will.
Cody?
This guy?
Cody.
Will?
No,
this
yeah,
lady.
Cody.
Cody.
I wasn't acting with Tyler Posey and Dylan O'Brien.
What's up, man? What's your question?
How it was acting with Tyler Posey and Dylan O'Brien.
Oh man, it was such a blast. Like, I knew Tyler Posey. I took my first acting class ever with him over at Gray Studios. So he was such a good leader in introducing me to everyone. And Dylan O'Brien's just he's a real class act. He's a total pro, and they're all just amazing energy to be around. And it was an honor and complete blast.
Oh, that sounds great, man. That's awesome.
Can't ask for much better than that. Thank you so much
No,
for
that's-
calling, Isaiah
yeah.
Thank
from
you,
Arizona.
Isaiah.
And we are over on T-Wolf. It's really an embarrassment of riches that we have with our cast because everyone's great, and
Yeah.
it is really a big family atmosphere, and it is just it's just a joy to be able to go to work every single day and get to work with all these people. So it's wonderful.
Okay,
Feels.
before we get
All
into
the
an
feels.
interview with you, Will, I have to know. So obviously, it's Sebastian's energy did not die, and he climbed into that body that was keeping the Dread Doctors alive, and now he's tiptoed away, and he's alive in the Nazi soldier. It seems like. He's not saying anything.
Anything is possible. that is,
Do you guys feel like
that's a very interesting theory. We'll just have to see what happens.
They're going to
We'll
write
see.
that on your
printed on a
headstone.
t-shirt.
Oh, a
We have
t-shirt.
one
Yeah,
more caller,
t-shirt. What'd I say?
We have one more caller.
Hi, you're calling into AfterBuzz TV on the Teen Wolf panel. Say your name and where you're from. They hung up. Let's try this guy. Hi, welcome to AfterBuzz TV.
I wanna talk to this guy
Thank
more.
you for calling in. And can you say your name and where you're from?
Hello.
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 Hey.
Hi,
Is
you're
it
calling
me?
into
Hello,
Teen
looking
Wolf
for
After
you?
Show on AfterBuzz TV. Please say your name and where you're from, buddy.
My name is Noah from Ohio.
Hey,
Ohio.
Noah.
Ohio. Wait a second. I'm from Ohio. What part of Ohio, Noah?
Cincinnati.
Oh, I'm
Nice.
from Dayton, dude. What's up, OH?
Oh.
Do you have a question about tonight's episode for our panel?
Yes, I have two things. I'm really glad that we didn't kill any like main cast members like we did with Allison a few seasons back.
True.
I was kind of
Same.
scared for Lidia. I was like,
Ooh,
I know.
anything can happen.
He will.
I also have a question.
The timing is great.
Are we going to see Derek next season? Derek? We haven't seen him since last season.
It has been a while, and as I said before, we're just going to have to wait for season 6. It is just early days to be talking about that. But keep watching the show. Anything is possible.
Oh, you gotta cue the lasers when he says that, because that's
Yes.
just too great. Guys, we will ask questions, but let's keep it to this season that already happened. In the future, obviously, Will's gonna be writing it, and it's gonna be something that we can look forward to. But
Good stuff coming.
good stuff coming. I want to know more about your writing process for this season, and we will get to that in a minute.
Excellent.
Caller, thank you so much for watching and calling in. Can we get a howl?
Nope, they already left.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's,
What about one
let's
from you?
talk to Will.
Yeah.
I want to talk to this guy.
Same.
We've only got a few minutes left.
Do we?
you have a question or you want to shoot first?
Oh, Will. You know what? I'm gonna let you go first.
Okay. Well, so I've always been asking people what their initial influences were when they were younger to get into whatever they were, but a fan on YouTube actually wanted me to ask you what your current influences are.
Oh, my current influences. Well, oh my God, this is gonna sound like I'm brown nosing, but I'm not brown nosing. I promise at all. My biggest influence at the moment is Jeff Davis, the creator of the show.
Aw,
Just because,
so
no, every day he reads so many books and just is always trying to find the best ways to tell stories and all that. And so every day, there's always kind of like this new lesson on how to tell story and like new ways we can bring those lessons into Teen Wolf and just to tell the absolute best story possible. And like every day it seems like he's listening to a different audiobook or reading a new book, and he's like, this is what I'm reading today, and we're like, oh yeah, yep. We're opening up our Amazon or our Audible accounts and be like, gotta download this, and just to try and stay up with it. And so he's kind of the biggest influence at the moment. Yeah.
He is so talented. I mean, he works so hard. He's so inventive, and I look up to Jeff also too. Like the ideas that he just comes up with is they're just so good.
Oh yeah.
They're
They
good.
just are.
Got me
I
hooked.
have a personal question for Red. Like, how do you guys find those moments of just completely like mind effing people? How do you do it? Like, how does it go? Like, you're just watching it, and then all of a sudden, like, wait, what just happened? How does that happen?
Well, it's usually just like it surprises us in the room. Like we don't really go into it thinking about like how can we do that to a character. It's usually just what does this character want and what do they need. What is the journey we want to give them this season, and then it's just as we're breaking the season and we just find these little moments. They just pop up and we don't even look for them. It's just this moment appears and you're like, this is really good. We need to figure out how can we, get as much drama out of this as possible. And it's really just always a surprise with those moments where it's just, they just fall in your lap and you're not even thinking about it. And because if you're thinking about it, you might not get the best out of it, because if you're trying too hard to be like, I really want to, this is what I want to accomplish today. But that's not just the way it works sometimes with, working on a show or trying to tell a story. It's just, it just presents
I think
itself.
that's even just real life. I think everybody has wants, and you don't get everything that you want. And then how do these characters react when they don't get what they want? And what is it that they didn't get?
No, absolutely.
That's very cool.
I want to know. I always ask, what was your favorite moment on set? If you could think back to season 5 only, actually, let's make it a little more exclusive.
Oh my God. Okay. No. My favorite moment on set is something that nobody got to see because it's only on our iPhones. But it's like when the Dread Doctors, our very first day when we had all 3 Dread Doctors in costume and we were trying to figure out how they move, like what are the personalities of each one. So we just Eric, one of our excellent writers and exec producers, it was he and I and I think some of the stunt guys and the actors playing the Dread Doctors, and we just went into one of the high school corridors because they were shooting on another stage, and we were just like, all right, just walk around, let's just see what happens. And we tried like all these interesting, because we knew we were gonna have like all these insectile sounds that kind of precede them, and we're like, okay, well maybe if they move creepily, and like maybe their joints don't work so well. Exactly,
That's it, exactly.
And that was the best. It was just figuring out how they walk and how they move, and we went through a whole bunch of iterations, and then we just saw them. We just shot some with our better cameras, and we just put it in slow motion and see what it looks like. And they look so good just walking. It's just they're very calm and collected, and it's that calmness and that makes them very sinister, because like as you see in the fight scenes, like Liam or Scott, they just try as hard as they can, and they don't even affect the Dread Doctors. The Dread Doctors just swipe them away so easily, and that was finding how the Dread Doctors work was probably my favorite moment on set. So.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Speaking of fight scenes and all those cool scenes that you guys write in, as the writer, I want to know what goes on in the writing room when you're coming up with ideas for cool stuff to happen. Like if it was me, I'd be like, and then his body explodes into 1,000 pieces, and each piece turns into a mini wolf, and those it's like. Is that, do
That's
you have
why
to...
you're not a writer.
I know. You have to consult...
That sounds amazing.
That was cool. Are you kidding?
That sounds amazing.
When you're writing, do you have to kind of coordinate with your special effects team, director, like everyone else that's involved in order to come up with those ideas?
It's incredibly collaborative. Like, I mean, what we write in the script isn't always what gets shot. We'll just write kind of like a paragraph or two that's like that encompasses the fight, because we know that our directors are going to bring a lot to the table, and the stunt, the stunt players and our actors and our stunt coordinator are going to bring so much to the table. So sometimes we keep it a little bare bones just to see what they're going to give us, and sadly a lot of times we have to cut out a ton of stuff just for time, because they give us, again, it's like an embarrassment of riches. Like you start watching the dailies and it's like, we didn't script that part, but that is amazing. That has to make it in, and then it's just the best.
That's so cool. It's
a
so
massive
cool
collaboration.
to hear your process. And speaking of cutting things out because of time, it sounds like we have to cut out the riches for
Never
time.
enough time.
I know, but thank you so much for answering those questions.
Thank you guys. This was a pleasure.
If they have more questions, where can they tweet you?
You can find me at Mr. Blue 795. I will answer every single one. I promise.
Oh, that's so sweet. Please tweet him.
Just auto reply.
And
anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Watch season 6.
And I want to thank AfterBuzz TV for letting me come on as a host and doing this for my first time. It was so much fun. Being with my friends.
We love you, Cody.
Well done.
I love AfterBuzz. I love you guys.
Well done.
Where can we follow you, Cody?
You guys can follow me at Cody Santignue, CodySaintnew.
You guys know you can follow me at Cinematic Escape, and thanks for joining us this season. It's been so much fun.
Yes, and keep in touch with me at Teznos on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. I will still be looking at all of your tweets because I'm gonna miss this Teen Wolf show.
We'll be back. Always come back.
Yes, we will. And don't worry, we'll be back. I'm Ryan Malaty. You guys can keep up with me at Ryan Malaty everywhere. Tweet me, send me stuff, because I will be paying attention and being pumped for season 6. This was a great season.
Super
Thank you so
pumped.
much.
Best season.
I love
Thank
you.
you guys for bringing me onto your panel this season. I can't wait for next season.
Oh,
This is so much fun. Keep up with me. Keep chatting with me until season 6 at Alana Jordan on Twitter and on Instagram at that Alana Jordan girl.
Nice.
It's kind of a cat.
All right,
Or a dog.
AfterBuzz TV listeners, I guess at the count of 3, what are we gonna do? We're gonna 1, 2, 3, buzz you later.
And we're gonna eat this cupcake.
I'm gonna eat this too.
Executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff. We would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Oh my God.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.